Hello everyone, welcome to PSpice tutorials. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the VI characteristics of a thyristor using DC sweep analysis. At first, we'll be building the circuit that is shown in the figure here. We have a thyristor, we have two resistors, one across the gate, another one across the anode, two DC supplies, one across the anode to cathode and another one across gate to cathode. Let us start the construction of the circuit. I'm going to start the application and I have to search for capture CIS. Here I'll create a new project. I'll name it as SCR VI characteristics. I'll make sure the type of the project is PSpice analog or mixed AD. I'll save it in a location. I'll create a folder for that. Okay, now the location is displayed here. Then I'll press OK. Now I'll be asked if I want to create the project based upon an existing project, which I don't want to do. So I'll select create a blank project option, then press OK. It will then take me to the schematic window where I will start by placing the parts. As you can see, the place parts window is not displayed yet. So I can select on this icon here, which is place part, and this will enable the place part window to be visible. I already added all the libraries here, and the thyristor I'll be using here is 2N1595. Double click on that and rotate it as per your design. Then I'll place two resistors. I'll search for R and select R analog, double click on it. I'll place one across the gate, another one across the anode. Then I'll connect two supplies. I'll search for VDC, select VDC/source, place one across anode to cathode, another one across gate to cathode. Let me now start wiring. I'll click on this icon here, which is for place wire, and I'll start connecting the components. I'll adjust the circuit a little bit. Right, this is a circuit I'll be building, and as you can see, the voltages are currently set to 0 volts DC and they're named as V1 and V2. Let me rename the supplies as per the design here. So the DC source across anode to cathode is named VAA and one across gate to cathode is named VGG. Let me rename it as that. I can either give values directly in the circuit here or I can give the values during the simulation. However, I'll just give some values here for steady state. I'll make this as 5 volts and I'll make this as 100 volt. Again, I have to change the values of the resistors as per the design. So what I will do is I'll keep the gate resistor at 5K and the anode resistor at 2.5K. Right, now I have to build a simulation profile. So go to PSpice, select new simulation profile. I'll name it as SCR VI CAR. I'll create it. A new window would pop up here. Click on that. This is a simulation setting window. As I said, I'll be running a DC sweep analysis. You should note I have to now vary the value of VAA, which will vary the value of VAK across the device. And this has to be done at a given value of VG, which in turn will set a value for IG. I already have given a value for VGG, which is 5 volts. So what I will now do is I'll simply vary the value of VAA and I'll record the value of IA for variation across VAK. So coming to the simulation setting, the primary sweep variable is already selected. I said I'll be varying VAA. So select the voltage source and give the name of the voltage source you will be varying, which is VAA here. Give the start and end values. I'll first concentrate on the forward characteristics. So I'll start from 0 volt and I'll give the end value as 100 volt and I'll increment it in terms of 0.1 volt. I'll apply these settings. I'll press OK. The simulation profile is now ready. At last, I'll place the ground. You can click on this button here, which is place ground. I'll select 0/capsim, place it here. Then I'll connect the ground to the circuit by wiring again. Before I run the simulation, I'll place a current marker across the edge of the corresponding anode. This completes the circuit as well as the simulation profile. We are now ready to run the simulation, and let us do that by clicking on the Run PSpice icon here. A new pop-up window would appear. Click on that. We are already getting some waveform here. This is because we placed the current marker during the circuit construction itself, which is a lot easier and is more convenient than adding traces during the simulation. When you look at the waveform here, the y-axis is given here, which is current across the thyristor anode. Okay, X1 is the thyristor, and we have the thyristor anode, which is the anode current of the thyristor. However, when you look at the x-axis, this is the voltage across the supply, which is VAA. You should note the forward characteristics is a plot of the thyristor current with respect to variation across the thyristor anode to cathode voltage. So I will change the x-axis. All you need to do is to simply double click on the x-axis, select axis variable. You can eliminate the aliases here, select Vx1a. However, it says only voltage across the anode. I want voltage across anode and cathode. So just modify the expression by adding the cathode as well. So you just go and insert a comma, then once again write x1 colon and write k. So this is voltage across thyristor's anode and cathode. Press OK. Press OK once again, and you'll immediately see the waveform has now changed to the forward characteristics of the thyristor. Let me eliminate the grid lines here. Right, so I have eliminated the minor grid lines. I'll make it a little more visible by thickening the graph. Click on the waveform, right click, go to trace property. You can change the color if you want. I'll change it to blue, and I'll change the width to a little bit higher. Press OK. Right, so this actually is the waveform for the forward characteristics of the thyristor. What we learn from here is that the thyristor for a voltage of 5 volts across the gate triggers at around 46 volts across the anode to cathode. Right, this is how you will create the forward characteristics of a thyristor. Now to illustrate the reverse characteristics as well, I can directly change the simulation profile directly from the simulation window. Click on the simulation menu icon, click on edit settings. Now here, let the start value start from minus 100 to plus 100 volt, and let the increment be 0.1 as it is. I'll apply this, click OK. I can rerun the simulation directly from the simulation window itself. Click run. You can see now the characteristics has once again changed. I'll change the x-axis from VAA to VAK by double clicking on the x-axis, selecting x-axis, then selecting axis variable, and then I have to select Vx1a and modify the expression here in the trace expression by adding a comma, x1 colon capital K. Then press OK. Then press OK once again, and you will see the graph has once again changed. Let me quickly eliminate the grid lines once again. Right, I will once again thicken the plot. Right, so this is the VI characteristics of the thyristor. We have the forward characteristic curve and the reverse characteristic curve as well. If you want to measure what is the voltage at which the thyristor has triggered, enable the cursor here and click on this point. Now here you can see the value of x-axis at which the thyristor is triggered is given here, which is 45.850 volts. Similarly, if you want to measure what is the reverse breakdown voltage, you can click on this value and it will show it is minus 55.838 volts. You can put your labels in the graph as well. So just go to the text label and write forward characteristics. Press OK. Place it here. If you want to edit it, simply double click on that. You can change the font color as well as the font style. I'll select it to be black and let the font style be bold. And I'll select the font to be Times New Roman. Okay, so this is our forward characteristic curve. Similarly, I'll place a label for reverse characteristic also. Right. So we have the forward characteristics, we have the reverse characteristics. You can add multiple labels as well. For example, here, as I said, if you point the cursor here, it will show you what is the forward breakover voltage and the reverse breakover voltage. You can place markers for that as well. Similarly, you can mark if any other thing you want to add across the circuit. Right. Finally, I'll show you how to save this plot. Go to File. First, go to Printer Setup. Select Microsoft Print to PDF. Press OK. Then once again go to File. Go to Print Preview. This is how your graph would be printed. Click on Print. And then you can save wherever you want. Right. So that is about the construction of the circuit and obtaining the VI characteristics of a thyristor using the DC sweep analysis. If you like this video, kindly press that like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos on PSpice tutorials. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.